When someone is starving, they're going to go out and look for food. And what happens is the hungrier they become, the more desperate they become until they'll eat just about anything, right? And I mean, they'll even go to the fridge and they'll take out and they'll eat the tuna fish that has been in the fridge for like months. It's just gross. And in the same way, the human spirit is starving and is looking for contentment and satisfaction and fulfillment, right? It's looking for those things. And that's why people run after goals and, they run after wealth and happiness and peace. When in truth, that is what is rotting food. The real food for the human spirit is true righteousness. And righteousness, righteousness is simply living right before God, living according to the Word of God. And so many people are caught up in this counterfeit righteousness, this false righteousness. I'm good enough. And the truth of the matter is, they're not. You're not. I'm not good enough. We're not righteous enough. We have no ability to feed ourselves righteousness. The truth of the matter is, a lot of people stay in this counterfeit righteousness and they're too easily satisfied with being good enough. And they're not content and they're not satisfied. And they're slowly dying inside. And if that's you, you need to reveal your true self to God. You need to open up the code. You need to seek after the forgiveness of God and look at Him and seek His power and have Him fill you with righteousness. But what if you don't have a desire to do righteous, to be righteous? How do you develop a passion for righteousness? Well, what you do is you open up scriptures and you start to read the stories of God and His righteousness and His people and His interaction with people. And you'll begin to discover your own sin. And you'll begin to see the righteousness of God. And that's going to whet your appetite for righteousness. And at that point, you'll begin to seek the forgiveness of God because you realize how sinful you are. And you'll ask God to fill you with righteousness and life. And that's when God's grace will flood into you and overflow in true life and love and joy and peace and patience. All these things are filling you. And that's when you can move from being broken and bankrupt to being filled with righteousness and life.